Right now, a 14-year-old, one of two teenagers on the run after a deadly shooting. What police from the community want as the search continues.
Plus, a public school puts Narcan in its buildings. Which district is doing it and why police say it's a good idea.
And we are seeing a little bit of haze and some light fog this morning, mainly surrounding Dane County. But after that fog, we're looking at some beautiful weather. More coming up.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Leah Lynchine. Thanks for waking up with us. Yeah, if you're looking out your window right now, don't be fooled by the gray start to the day. We will see some blue skies.
Yeah, it's just a low cloud deck that's developed because of some of that rain we had yesterday. But we are looking at that to break up pretty quickly this morning. Looking at the sun to really work on that low-level moisture and break us out into some sunshine. But you may encounter some of this fog this morning, especially if you are headed toward Milwaukee. That's where the fog is the thickest and surrounding Dane County primarily, but a little bit of a haze this morning, a little bit of gray sky, but that fog should be dissipating fairly quickly this morning. We'll get into some sunshine and highs today in the lower 70s. Our average highs in the upper 60s, so we're going to be above average again, it looks like, for this afternoon. Quiet and mild for most of the rest of the week. We'll look at temperatures well in the 70s, and we may actually get close to 80 on Thursday before changes come our way, it looks like, just in time, unfortunately, for the weekend. 53 right now in Madison, 48 in Juneau, 46 in Waukesha, 55 in Lone Rock, 52 right now in Mineral Point. So the fog, low clouds burn off. We'll look at sunshine by the noon hour, partly sunny skies for the afternoon as we head into the lower 70s. Looking pretty nice on the daily commute. Some fog in areas, once again, not too much of a problem here in Dane County, but if you are traveling to the east, may encounter some of that fog. Otherwise, looking at partly to mostly sunny skies and those highs in the low 70s. Talk about those temperatures and also that rain chance for the weekend coming up.
Sounds good. Thank you, Kelly. 6:01 now, an update to breaking news this week. Police in Wisconsin still searching for two teenage suspects in a deadly shooting on Sunday.
One person died, two others were seriously hurt. The suspects, ages 14 and 17. They're still on the run. Officers are asking neighbors to be cautious considering the nature of this crime.
Neighbors and residents in the area, obviously, good practice to lock their doors no matter what. And if they do see anything or hear anything, please contact the police department immediately.
Officers are asking for the public's help in the search. They're asking anyone with security footage, like a doorbell camera video, to contact authorities. This is a story we broke yesterday morning. We'll continue to follow up on it and push any updates out in real time over on our News 3 Now app.
To Janesville now, where police say that a high school coach has admitted to putting a recording device in the women's locker room. 38-year-old Brian Kitzman, the current assistant track coach and previous swim coach, confessed after a GoPro camera was turned into police and school officials last Friday. Kitzman was also arrested Friday, allegedly telling police that he had been recording for at least 2 years with as many as 18 victims. Now parents are worried about if their child's privacy was violated.
Not knowing if it was isolated to a certain few students or if my daughter could have possibly been in any of these videos changing in the locker room. It's just a privacy thing. It's very uncomfortable.
The district superintendent says the coach was employed since 2004. School officials say they did a background check and that the district didn't know about any of his actions prior to the discovery of the recording device. Kitzman is currently being held at the Rock County Jail with charges of child pornography and other crimes.
A Beloit teenager accused in a Labor Day homicide is due back in court this morning. Dante Wilson, now 16, was just 15 years old when the shooting happened. The 19-year-old victim's body was found on two houses on the west side. Wilson was arrested while in school at Beloit Memorial High. He's scheduled for a status conference this morning.
A live look now at Washington, D.C., ahead of a looming debt crisis that could crash the stock market. Happening today, President Biden is scheduled to meet with all four congressional leaders to negotiate. The deadline less than a month away now, and while both sides remain split about how to move forward, senior Treasury officials, I should say, are reiterating the dire warnings of economic chaos if the debt ceiling isn't lifted. President Biden and most Democratic lawmakers want the limit raised without any cuts. However, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and most Republicans say they will boost the ceiling with some purse tightening.
Well, there is no plan B. Our plan is for Congress to act to address the debt limit without conditions, just like they've done 78 times in the past.
Look at the inflation rate now, 6 to 7% per month, year over year. This is just emptying out people's pockets.
Economists continue to warn a potential default could result in major economic woes, including the plunging of the stock market and the loss of millions of jobs.
6:04, schools in Beloit are taking steps for an emergency response to drug use. The district started putting Narcan in all of its schools at the request of many community advocates. The life-saving medication reverses effects from opioids like heroin or fentanyl. Over the last 2 months, the city of Beloit saw 12 overdoses, 10 of which resulted in death. The school responded to concerns that putting the medicine in schools might normalize drug use.
That was kind of a conversation that we had. However, we feel like just because it's there and just education alone usually helps prevent it.
Beloit's police chief says he hasn't seen excessive drug use in kids in his city, but data published in JAMA Pediatrics shows the number of children and teens who died from fentanyl overdoses increased 30-fold from 2013 to 2021.
6:05 now. This week, it's National Nurses Week, a time to recognize the contributions made by nurses across the country, including here in Madison.
At UW Health, identical twins are working in the field, following in the footsteps of their mom. McKenna Alexander shares their story.
Hello. Hi there, I'm Jenna, and I'm going to be your nurse today.
As Jenna Scheinstein and Paula Pope enter their 20th year as nurses at UW Health, they're looking back on who first inspired them to help people.
Our mom was a very compassionate human being, at least. She's taught us that, brought us up that way. And that ingrained in us, for sure.
Before retiring in 2013, Denise Jeremy worked as a nurse in the operating room at University Hospital for 37 years. That dedication stuck with these twins.
When she would get called away during snowstorms, even when school would get closed off, she'd still have to go in, and that kind of embedded in our heads that, she must be doing something important. And indeed she was. She was helping people. And that kind of stuck with us very early on.
From there, Jenna and Paula went on to do just that, help others when they need it most.
We want to help people. We want people that needed help or people in need, and to be there for them, especially when they're most vulnerable. And we want to be advocates for them, too.
But being a nurse hasn't always been easy, especially during a global pandemic, which was a critical time for these two.
Because in the beginning of COVID, medical profession were just praised so much. People spoke so kindly and so positive of us. But then as time went on, people kind of frowned upon any medical professions. But that in itself... Yeah, we were a stigma. They were afraid of us. And I think that kind of gave us the courage to just keep going, just because we knew that that care still needed to be done.
So this Nurses Week, this family of nurses is looking back while looking ahead toward the next generation of nurses and what it takes to become one.
Dedication, loyalty, perseverance, and stamina. Patience, not like real patience, but willing to learn. Yeah, communication's key, because you work with all levels of multidisciplinary. You work with doctors and then nursing assistants, medical assistants, and other nurses.
That was McKenna Alexander reporting. National Nurses Week continues through Friday.
6:08 now. Coming up, it's a crucial week for Badger softball. How the team is feeling heading into the Big Ten tournament.
And we're live in the 6:08 this morning, reminiscing a little farming history in the community of McFarland and why it's so special for one local man. Next.
We're all trying to save energy. A quality ceiling fan is an appliance that saves energy without sacrificing comfort. They're all on sale at Madison Lighting. With experts to help you choose a fan, you'll save big. Madison Lighting.
Frisky's World, the perfect reminder that life's more fun in the deep end.
Yeah, so never stop exploring, always keep it real.
And do whatever floats your boat, just like we do.
Feed their fantasy.
Friskies.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Now get a new Explorer with 0% APR financing for 36 months plus $1,000 low APR cash, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
This right here is confidence in a bottle.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something in the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And I did this to my father. We were at home, so we applied it to his under eye bags, and let me tell you, we were so excited. In under 10 minutes, they visibly disappeared from view, and now it is literally part of both of our daily routines. He calls me every single month saying, "Hey, Annette, I'm out of Plexiderm, please send me more." And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. The way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
This Mother's Day is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
All right, in the 608, we got a story of a local man who used his downtime during the pandemic to create something special for his family.
This is pretty neat. Josh Breider live at the McFarland Historical Society, where that creation is now on display. Good morning, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, you'll find that replica here at the McFarland Historical Society, along with a whole other farming, really just creations and history from over the years here. We're actually out back behind the McFarland Historical Society right now. Tom Thrun is with us this morning. Tom, you're the creator of that replica. Talk a little bit about what we're standing in front of right now, because this is pretty special to McFarland.
This is the Scarry log cabin that was moved in here a few decades ago from out near the Yahira River south of town. My family farmed, and the Scarry family farmed out there, and as a little tyke I learned to fish out there off the bridge and along the shore of the river with my dad and old Rob Scarry talking farming after cow milking at night. For about an hour or two we'd fish bullheads and go home and clean fish. And it was a great way to grow up, but it was very much a community. We had all the farmers that knew each other, helped each other. We had the church, we had, the feed mill, places where people met and talked besides the grocery store, and learned from each other and helped each other. A lot of the kids in the McFarland High School that I grew up with through the 60s and 70s actually got summer jobs planting and hoeing and harvesting tobacco. Not so much on our farm, but on a lot of the other farms. So this is Scarry Log Cabin.
You talk a lot about that farming community and the history here. This is the annex building that's right behind the McFarland Historical Society. And a lot of the tools that you see were actually used. I mean, there's a lot of things that you remember using in this specific room.
Oh, yeah. A lot of these actually predate my family's farm, but very similar, but a lot of them are older. The scoop shovels are out of wood, where ours were lightweight aluminum from Front Fleet Farm. So you'll see a lot of that here. As we go through, that focuses on the tobacco, the corn, the wheat, the oats, farming, the scales, the fanning mill for cleaning the seeds, the milk separator, samples of different kind of barbed wire down there, of all things. It's fantastic. And all this is available for the community to see when they come out here on Sundays to the museum all summer long, or by special appointment, getting a plug for the museum. And so there's really a treasure trove. As you go through the museum, you'll see a lot of the Norwegian ethnic house stuff and dresses, stuff on World War I and World War II. There's a boat recreated from Lake Waubesa that a bunch of the gentlemen here in town put together just not too many years ago and made that room. to preserve that lake history that we have with Lake Wabisa.
It's all this that really inspired you to create that replica that we've been showcasing all morning.
There's a history that's going to be lost, you know, when my generation is gone. It needs to be preserved. And so that's important.
All right. Well, hey, coming up in our next half hour, we're going to get another look at that replica. It is something that you want to see. If you haven't seen it this morning, stay tuned, because he recreated his family farm that was 5 decades in the making. We'll have that coming up around 6:45, guys. But it's so cool just seeing a lot of the history here. You look at how technology has really changed things. What they did back in the good old days, it was a lot different. And I'm happy to see that that is being showcased here at McFarland.
The good old days.
Yeah, preserving history. It's important. It's really important. Thanks, Josh.
Very cool. Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out to him on social media or shoot him an email for a chance to be featured. That's how he finds all of these gems, like this one right here.
Yeah. All right. 6:15 now. A little bit of a foggy start out there, but that should be lifting soon, Kelly.
Yeah, you know, we've actually seen it develop a little bit more up to the north and east of Madison. We've kind of been in a donut hole. It's just a little bit hazy. That's why visibility is not too much of a problem in Dane County. But if you are traveling, say, eastbound over there toward Waukesha or Milwaukee, you will likely encounter some thick fog. That's basically coming off of Lake Michigan. That's why they do have dense fog advisories along Lake Michigan. But you see the haze right now. I know it looks like it's going to be one of those gloomy days again, but trust me, the sun will work on that and give us some sunshine later this morning. And that sun is getting higher in the sky, so we're starting to see that really burn off that fog fairly quickly. Now, we do have our umbrella contest winner this morning. This is Julie Klein. Alto-cumulus clouds, either sun coming up or sun going down. Anytime you have these mid and high-level clouds, makes for absolutely gorgeous sunsets. And that's what we got from a Julie Klein. And if you would like to enter your photo, just go to our First Warn at WISC-TV.com or use our First Warn weather app that you can send in your photo and have the potential of winning an umbrella. We'll probably need it this weekend. Right now, though, we've got some quiet weather for the next few days. Just the clouds this morning. That'll burn off. 70s, maybe getting close to 80 by Thursday before that system stalls to our west. Brings us scattered showers and thunderstorms Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Not all day rains, but something we'll watch for the weekend. 48 in Juneau with some of the fog there. 53 right now in Madison, Janesville 54, Lone Rock at 55. Looking at cloudy skies right now, 48 in Wanakee and also Sun Prairie. Oregon 48, 50 currently in Mount Horeb. So a seasonal start to the morning. Sun will burn off these clouds pretty quickly this morning by the noon hour. Low to mid 60s here. Light winds out of the east, less than 5 miles per hour. Beautiful afternoon with partly sunny skies. Temperatures in low 70s, actually running above average. So we'll be above average all week with a jet stream up to our north, but there is going to be a developing system out to our west. It's going to stall to our west, and that'll send bouts of energy toward Wisconsin and bring us at least chances of showers and thunderstorms from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then it will turn a little bit cooler as well. Today, though, temperatures headed into the lower 70s, so it should be a really nice afternoon with that sunshine breaking through the low clouds and fog. The first warm forecast looks nice the next few days. Feeling more like summer by Thursday as we get up close to 80. Looking at scattered showers and thunderstorms Friday and Saturday. And right now it looks like Sunday, not looking great. Unfortunately for Mother's Day, it looks like a little bit more of a steady rain, especially in the morning. Temperatures cooler as well with highs in the lower upper 60s by then.
After 5 successful seasons together where they won a ton of regular season games and ended a 50-year NBA championship drought, the Milwaukee Bucks decided to part ways with Mike Budenholzer, and the former head coach posted a 3-page thank you to the organization and the city on Instagram, saying in part, to have a place in the history of the city, the history of the Bucks organization. For that, I will forever be grateful. Thank you. It's time now for a beer and some sun on one of the lakes. What a regular season finale it was for the Badgers softball team. Not only did they sweep the Hawkeyes, but Wisconsin did it in dominating fashion, outscoring Iowa 15-1. The 3 wins earned UW the 5th seed in this week's Big Ten tournament, and they'll face 12th-seeded and tourney host Illinois on Wednesday. And the head coach, Yvette Healy, there's nothing better than this time of year.
Go on the road, you get to play the host team, and you get to do it under the lights with all their fans, and that's what you play for. And so for our team, I love that they get that experience. I want the stands full when we're playing, so to see Illinois at home. Now, I love we'll be in their dugout. I love that we get to be the home team, you know, just that's the little sister in me that likes to, you know, poke the bear a little bit.
Brewers opening up a 3-game series with the Dodgers, and they brought their big bats to the ballpark. Joey Wiemer started the scoring with a 3-run laser to put the Crew on top in the 5th. And that wouldn't be the last cheesehead we'd see. 7th inning, Crew up 6-1, and Willie Adames sends a 3-run bomb to right. All Brew Crew in this one. They win 9-3, the final. One of the newest Green Bay Packers has never played a game of organized football. Kenneth Odumegwu was invited to Packers rookie minicamp through the NFL's International Player Program, and he's making his mark. OG grew up playing soccer in Nigeria, but at 6'6", 275 pounds, he quickly outgrew the sport. So he picked up another kind of football, American football. And while he's still learning the game, he's excited to be a Packer.
The moment I got allocated to this team, the Green Bay Packers, I started learning more about the team, and I'm proud to be part of the team who has the most championship in the history of NFL.
It is a cool thing in terms of just for the game of football, to give somebody an opportunity from another country, I think is just a big time plus.
And that's it for Morning Sports. Have a great day.
Thanks, Zach. Up next, she's the smallest member of a Wisconsin police force, but she's making a big impact.
And ahead in our next half hour, the political stalemate over the debt ceiling. What a default would mean for the stock market and your 401k.
And as we head to break, a look at gas prices. We'll be right back.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
Less taxing, more savings. Right now at H&R Carpets and Flooring, our flooring is durable and easy care, and it looks beautiful. It really is less taxing, and it's on sale now at H&R Carpets and Flooring in Wanakee.
Share your love of the game with Apple Do from Kinder Joy. Scan your kid's toy to play basketball minigames that bring your favorite NBA mascots to life. Download Apple Do from Kinder Joy.
Did you leave the lights on?
No. What the? I'll go check it out.
I'm not a raccoon whisperer, but I can help you upgrade all this.
With free installation on Feldco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home.
This offer ends soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Raising healthy children takes a village, and kids thrive when their village is healthy too.
SSM Health and News 3 Now are helping you unlock a healthier world with our Time for Kids Keys to Health campaign. We'll show you how sustainable choices create healthier lifestyles, explore the impacts of food security on families,
and share ways we can help build a healthy community together. Join us on air, online, and in your village, and take time for kids.
Hi, I use Febreze Fade Defy Plug.
And I use this.
Febreze has a microchip to control scent release, so it smells first day fresh for 50 days.
50 days?
And its refill reminder light means I'll never miss a day of freshness. Febreze Plug.
I used to pre-rinse dishes because my old detergent didn't actually get them clean. But new Cascade Platinum Plus has me doing dishes differently.
With double the Dawn grease fighting power and double the scrubbing power, so you can load this and get this. New Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish differently.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again.
Welcome back. We are breaking out Sibley's Midwest Bird Guide. Stanford,
okay.
What do we got?
We have some confusion over what exactly this is. We've heard for some viewers. My Sibley's Guide, if we can get a cutaway, if one of you guys can get a cutaway of my guide here. The thing, it seems to be a red-bellied woodpecker.
However,
zoom in right here. And it looks like exactly.
Kind of.
We need a split screen now.
Now, can we go to the picture?
It's complicated television.
I know. I'm asking for a lot here.
There we go.
Hey, that looks pretty darn close to me.
However, we received an email. I think Nicole sent me an email.
It's not a red-bellied woodpecker. It's a pileated? No. Pileated woodpecker?
Maybe Sibley was wrong when she put together.
There's the further evidence that we don't know a lick about birds.
I don't know that Sibley does either. This is not the first time that we've had some questions about this.
All right.
I got a lot of questions, Sibley. You give me a call.
I'm sure they will.
Hey, check out, we have some cute video here. This is the newest addition to the Two Rivers Police Department. Just 12 weeks old, Daisy, an Australian Labradoodle. She is the newest member of the police department as a therapy dog. She's just there to, make everybody happy.
I think we're going to make Bascom the official News 3 Now therapy dog. Everybody needs a therapy dog.
Bring her in. You know I love Bascom.
You do.
All right, quick weather.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of fog this morning, a little bit of haze here in Madison. Temperatures right now are in the 50s.
All right, we'll see when that fog will lift on out of here and get you a look at the weekend, too, when we come back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Buy 4 pork chops, get 4 free. And get Hy-Vee ice cream for just $3.88. That's buy 4, get 4 free on America's Cut pork chops. And a 1-gallon pail of Hy-Vee ice cream, just $3.88. Tuesday only at Hy-Vee.
Reviews are very important. It really reflects on how we're handling customers at Precision Door. It's feeling like I'm helping out my neighbor. Quality service quickly from a name you can trust.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
What do you mean the connecting rooms were not confirmed?
Exactly, not confirmed.
We need to be able to see our kids.
Oh, you'll be able to see them.
When you want your kids in a room that's actually connecting, it matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay. Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Now get a new Ford Edge with 0% APR financing for 36 months, only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
No more suffering from chronic nagging joint pain. The hope for relief is here at QC Kinetics. No surgery or steroids.
Nothing beats giving people their quality of life back. And that's what we do here at QC Kinetics, every day.
Regenerative treatments provide long-term results by addressing the root cause of pain, right in the office. Call for your complimentary consultation today. QC Kinetics. Finally, hope for relief.
I feel better again. Oh, I feel better now.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love. Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day. All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday!
Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $10.99, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Buy 4 pork chops, get 4 free. And get Hy-Vee ice cream for just $3.88. That's buy 4, get 4 free on America's Cut pork chops. And a 1-gallon pail of Hy-Vee ice cream, just $3.88. Tuesday only at Hy-Vee.
Right now, a stock market crash and 8 million jobs all on the line. The timeline to make a decision on the debt ceiling crisis.
Also, new developments in the 2020 fake elector scandal. What a Dane County judge is asking for.
And here's your first look outside this morning. Bit of a gray start, but we'll be seeing some blue sky. Kelly has your first warm forecast.
Yeah, some of the fog has developed mainly east of Madison. No, so far, not a problem in Madison, but if you are traveling east toward Milwaukee, you will encounter some of that fog. But we're looking at some sunshine and brighter skies later today.
Good Tuesday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Kelly Slifka's got your first warm forecast this morning. So that cruddy weather's moving on out of here. We got some nice weather moving in.
Yeah, you know, this is just a very thin layer of cloud deck that we have now. So the sun this time of the year, you know, we're getting into the middle part of May here. That'll quickly burn this off and give us that sunshine. So we just have to get through some of this low-level moisture. If this was the middle of winter, we'd probably be stuck with the gray skies. But we are getting closer and closer to summer. All right, the fog is thickest over toward Waukesha County, where it's down to 1/8 of a mile. Just a little bit of haze. You can see a little bit of fog, obviously reducing visibilities there in Viroqua as well. Visibilities down near 0. So a little hazy, a little foggy this morning. That'll burn off quickly, probably within the next few hours. That sun will burn that off. Well, we'll see plenty of sunshine this afternoon and temperatures in the lower 70s today. And it looks like it'll be quiet and mild, even warm on Thursday. Could be getting close to 80 before we have chances of showers and thunderstorms by the end of the weekend. 53 in Madison, 48 in Juneau, 54 in Janesville, 55 currently in Lone Rock. Seasonable start to our morning. Partly sunny skies here at the noon hour as we're in the low to mid 60s. The winds will be light out of the east. Lower 70s. Once again, some high, thin clouds streaming in as some of that warmer air tries to move on into the Badger State. So right now we do have the cloudy skies, the gray skies, but that'll burn off quickly this morning. We're already into the lower 60s by the noon hour. Talk more about that warm up and the chances of showers and thunderstorms going into the weekend coming up in just a bit.
Kelly, thank you very much. Hey, you can keep track of those warming temperatures and any chances for rain this week and for your weekend plans over on your First Warn Weather app. Just search for WISC Weather in your app store.
Now to a live look at New York City this morning, where in a month, Wall Street could be in a dire situation. White House economists are warning that if the U.S. defaults on its loans, as much as half of Wall Street and the stock market could be lost, as well as about 8 million jobs. Secretary Yellen, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, that is, revealing this stark warning from the White House in meetings with CEOs and business leaders across the country. The default could come as soon as June 1st. That's if lawmakers don't address the debt limit before then. Today, President Joe Biden is meeting with all 4 congressional leaders to try to avoid this. However, the White House said it will not negotiate over the debt ceiling. The U.S. has never defaulted on the debt ceiling. Otherwise, only a handful of times on gold and silver certificates.
A registered nurse in Janesville is pleading guilty to tampering with vials of fentanyl. Dawn Drum facing up to 10 years in prison now and a $250,000 fine. An investigation found starting in 2021, Drum replaced vials of fentanyl with saline and then resealed them with super glue. An audit found she had a suspicious pattern of fentanyl overrides on dispensing machines as well. The hospital confronted her and requested a drug test, but she refused and resigned. Because she's pleading guilty, she's now facing a reduced sentence of 18 months and a $30,000 fine.
The Grand County coroner is ruling that a man missing from Platteville last year, and found dead earlier this year, died of hypothermia. The Grand County Sheriff's Office says Ronald Henry's death was accidental due to hypothermia from prolonged exposure to cold weather. Officials said methamphetamine use was also a contributing factor. Henry was reported missing in December after traveling to Platteville to take a live-in job at a farm with a friend. In March, his body was found later in a ravine about a mile south of the residence where he was last seen.
Also in Platteville, a man in custody this morning after crashing into a house. Deputies say the Illinois man crashed into the home just across the street from the Rolling Hills Church around 3:30 Sunday morning. The 62-year-old missed a curve, left the road, hit a mailbox, and ended on top of the house. He was arrested for first offense operating while intoxicated.
Speaking of OWIs, Dane County sharing some Pretty interesting OWI numbers this morning. They responded to 4 calls in just 4 hours recently. This happened on Sunday between 1:30 and 5:30. Deputies responded to a Mazamani crash after a 63-year-old man crashed into a power pole. Then in Blooming Grove, a 53-year-old woman crashed into a garage. 10 minutes after that, in Windsor, officers cited a 54-year-old woman stopped in the middle of the road. And the last OWI crash injured some folks. That was reported in Cottage Grove. A 46-year-old man tried to leave the scene, but was stopped and arrested. Now, take a look at this map and this graphic. On the left side on the map, the darker blue shades show higher OWI rates. Then on the right, take a look at the left bar graph. That's 2022 arrests, and on the right are arrests so far this year in just 5 months. According to the Wisconsin DOJ, this dashboard here, there have been over 7,000 OWI arrests this year compared to around 12,000 in all of last year.
Developing this morning, a Dane County judge is planning to order the State Elections Commission to reconsider a complaint filed against fake Republican electors. The group tried to cast the state's electoral ballots for former President Trump instead of Joe Biden during the 2020 election. The judge says the commission must consider the complaint without the participation of one of its commissioners, who was also one of the fake electors. The order could be written as soon as next week.
Mr. Michello. Well, now's the time of year where a lot of high schoolers are looking ahead, right? Thinking about college, trade school, or their first full-time job. But there is a UWSP student at the age of 18 graduating college.
I also took 18 to 21 credits per semester up until this point to get here. When I was in high school, I took many college courses, and I had my mother help me map out the courses I needed to take to fulfill all the requirements I needed.
18 to 21 credits a semester?
It's incredible.
Man, that's Madison Ackley. She's breaking barriers as she is one of the first, if not the first, to graduate from UWSP at the age of 18. She completed her degree in just 2 years, and she's doing a lot too. Listen to this. She owns her own cosmetic microblading business and is looking to start her first full-time job at a Rhinelander accounting firm.
Could not be more impressed.
Hey, it took me a lot longer than 2 years to graduate from UWSP. I'm proud of my fellow Pointer, though. Congratulations.
I'll say it again. My favorite folks come out of Stevens Point.
Hey, I'll take that.
6:37. Let's take a live look outside. Could be feeling a little bit like summer out there by the end of the week. Kelly's full forecast coming up after the break.
And teen texting and mental health. What a new study suggests about how the two are connected.
We're also talking about some farming history in the 608 this morning and how a McFarland man replicated his family farm. Next.
Your family's year-round comfort is our year-round commitment at RG Heating and Air Conditioning. We install quality Trane equipment and service all brands so your home's furnace and AC will perform their best year-round. RG Heating and AC.
Save big money and get 11% off all Shaw flooring from Menards. Get the floor of your dreams with our huge selection. Shaw Flooring offers soft and luxurious carpet, durable laminate flooring that will stand up to life's everyday demands, and waterproof vinyl plank that offers the look of real wood and stone without the worry. Right now, this Citadel vinyl plank flooring is just $199 a square foot after 11% rebate at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Celebrate Memorial Day at Brothers Maine, where unbeatable appliance deals come with expert advice. Enjoy special prices and free delivery on top brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
You've got this. You didn't think your sister would take you up on the dog sitting offer, but here you are. Barriers? Purchased. Doggy distractions? No expense spared. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So when you have to make a purchase, or 7, to prepare, you can be sure we're looking out for you, so you can look out for him. You've got this with Associated Bank.
There are moments in life, special moments, moments to share, moments to celebrate. Share the love. Celebrate the moment.
Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
When you're ready to go, but static says, whoa. Try Bounce Lasting Fresh. More freshness, more softness, less static, less wrinkles. Bounce Lasting Fresh. Yeah, it's the sheet.
At RG Heating and Air Conditioning, our promise to you is 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Guaranteed service, repairs, and replacements. Installing quality Trane equipment. RG Heating and AC. We'll always treat you like family. Guaranteed.
A drug used to control diabetes is now in high demand for weight loss.
It does seem to affect certain pathways in the brain.
Arman Rahman learns the facts and warnings one local doctor says you need to know. The Skinny on Ozempic. Thursday on News 3 Now at 6.
Show us your weather photos, and you could win a First Warn weather umbrella. Send us your weather pics in an email or on the First Warn weather app. We'll select and showcase the winning entries each day on News 3 Now this morning and News 3 Now at 6. Send in your pics to win a First Warn weather umbrella today.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
On the Health Watch this morning, researchers in Oregon say there's an interesting correlation between text messages and teen girls' mental health. The group spent a month focusing on 30 girls between the ages of 11 and 15. Researchers looked at more than 22,000 texts. They monitored the teens' phone use and then compared it to their moods each day. Here's the connection they found. It's really interesting. When the girl...
So I, me, my, words like that, which the literature suggests is a reflection of self-focused attention. So being more, being more self-focused in their language, and that correlated with days that they were having lower mood.
So first-person pronouns here and lower moods, that's the correlation. Researchers say they also plan to test in adolescent boys.
If you've got a teenager, listen to this. Planet Fitness wants to help them work out for free over this summer. Yeah, they're giving more of a priority to teenagers to focus on their mental and physical health. So once again this summer, they're offering memberships to 14 to 19-year-olds. The High School Summer Pass program, it's called. It includes workouts tailored to teens and personal training. You can sign up now for it with a parent or guardian. It runs through August 31st.
Wisconsin seeing a wet couple of days here, but it's nothing compared to the storms Iowa is recovering from this morning. This is in the southeastern part of the state. The roof of a small airport and some siding, you can see here, partially torn off. Plenty of downed trees and power lines in that area, too. An elementary school pool roof was completely ripped off. Take a look at that. Fortunately, no injuries were reported there.
Yeah, we really missed some of the severe weather, mainly off to our south, right, Kelly?
Yeah, that's right. Take a look at all the storm reports through the weekend into yesterday morning. This goes back over the last 72 hours. So all the blue dots are hail reports, green dots are wind gusts, and the brown dots are wind damage. So we had rounds of storms far up. None of them, though, they kind of fizzled out as they reached southern Wisconsin. So we did not get any of those severe weather reports. We do have a little bit of fog this morning. Visibility's down to 7 miles, a little bit of haze here in Madison. But if you are traveling eastbound toward Waukesha, look at the visibility down to 1/8 of a mile. So thicker fog along Lake Michigan. I know it looks gray outside right now, but just hang on. This is just some low clouds that have moved on in. They should be burning off fairly quickly. The sun this time of the year, this is what fires up these storms this time of the year, is very strong. So that'll be able to burn off these low clouds pretty quickly this morning. And we'll get into some sunshine. We'll look at lower 70s today. And really, we're talking about 70s, maybe getting closer to 80 as we go into Thursday. Our next chance of rain will come in with some rounds of showers and storms. This can be a very similar situation to what we had last weekend when a storm stalled off to our west. Most of the storms fell in Iowa and Illinois. We'll have to see if these don't get a little bit closer to southern Wisconsin going into the upcoming weekend. It's not going to be a complete washout, but we will have some rounds of showers and thunderstorms going into the weekend. 53 right now in Madison, a little cooler in Juneau, 49 with that fog, really thick fog there in Waukesha. It's at 46. Dane County, we mainly have some upper 40s to low 50s. 48 in Waunakee and Sun Prairie, Oregon 48, 46, one of the cooler spots right now in Stoughton, 46 also in Rockdale. So we got the low clouds this morning. That'll burn off quickly. Should turn out to be a nice day. I know it seems like it's going to be another gray day, but we should burn off those low clouds quickly at the noon hour in the lower 60s. Winds will be light. Just a really nice afternoon with partly sunny skies and temperatures headed into the lower 70s this afternoon. Now, we are going to be under this ridge of high pressure over the next couple days. That's what's going to bring in the warm temperatures. But we are watching this trough, the storm system out west. That's going to move into the nation's midsection later this week, going into the weekend. Out ahead of it, it's going to stall a storm system off to the west, and that'll fire up some showers and thunderstorms, it looks like, going into a Friday and the upcoming weekend. Then we will get a taste of some cooler weather. Unfortunately, it looks like right in time for Mother's Day. So enjoy the warm temperatures today as we climb into the lower 70s. A nice day again tomorrow with sunshine. The first warm forecast keeps it nice into Thursday. Maybe feeling like summer with readings near 80. Our next chance of showers and thunderstorms comes in on Friday. These are going to be scattered Friday and Saturday. However, it looks like Sunday for Mother's Day could see at least some steady light rains in the morning. Temperatures cooler with highs in the upper 60s.
Okay, Kelly, thank you very much. 6:45 now. We're in the 608 this morning. We have a story of a local man who used the pandemic to recreate something really special for his family.
Josh Breider is hanging out in McFarland this morning to show us. Hey there, Josh.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we're at the McFarland Historical Society, where this farm replica is now on display for folks to be able to check out here. And it is truly something special, especially for Tom Thrun, the creator of this, because, Tom, this was actually your family farm that you grew up on.
Right. My family, as I mentioned in the last segment, started this farm, my dad and my mom, in 1944, and we sold the farm in 94 after my dad passed a couple of years before that. And my grandfather was the next farm down the road, so 100 years or more of farming history. And I talked a little bit about the barn and the silo. You know, lumber for that came from the northern Wisconsin on rail cars to McFarland to the lumberyard. And I talked a little bit about the pig house, the chicken house, and everything, and how we had horsepower up until 1964. But inasmuch as we had cows, you know, every day to be milked, we also, and a lot of families around here, Stoughton, Edgerton, up through Westby, raised tobacco as our cash crop, paid the taxes, got 3 of us kids through college. And so in the very early spring, we would sterilize the ground and plant the seeds in a tobacco bed. Those then would be planted out into the field with the tobacco planter over there. I would drive and with the tractor. My uncle actually drove with the horses. My dad rode on the planter in the back and dropped the plants. We'd hoe in the summertime to at least twice through the field. I and my sisters cultivate with 1-row cultivator. And then come harvest time, it'd all be cut down by hand with tobacco axes, speared onto lats with a metal point, about 5 or 6 plants, hung onto the wagon in the field, taken to the shed. And I got pictures on either end where you can see how the plants hung in the shed to be dried. And come August, September, October. We would open up the little doors to let the hot, dry air in to dry the plants or to cure the plants. Then in the wintertime, we would close the doors so they wouldn't blow down, create a mess and ruin the crop. And then on a foggy day in late November, we would open the little doors up and let the fog in through the building, soften those dried leaves. We'd take the lats down and pile them up in the walkway in the middle. And then we'd haul it all to the barn and spend Christmas vacation taking every last tobacco leaf off those plants, bundling them up and selling them to the market. And went to Stoughton, a lot of it for chewing tobacco. Earlier it was cigar tobacco and leaf wrappers here in Wisconsin. Used to be hundreds of warehouses for tobacco. Every farmer raised 8 to 20 acres of tobacco. Government regulated how much you could raise. Our last allotment was only 4 acres. But you can see I've recreated the shed here, and the framework inside is actually Lincoln logs, which is kind of a testament to my folks growing up in the Depression and saving everything and repurposing things and recycling long before it was fashionable. So then that's how we raised tobacco.
I love how much detail you put into this, and you remember all of those details. And this is really just about celebrating not only your family, but just the farming community in general here.
As I mentioned before, we've got all these other farms on display here this summer into fall. I have also, my tobacco hole, created a memoir with 100 pages, probably 300 to 400 pictures in here dating back to the 1920s and earlier. This last couple of weeks I actually put together a poetry anthology. Being an English major and a writer, I actually was an editor of the McFarland paper at one time. I put together a special binder here, which gets more into what happens within a family.
So people can come check out your replica right now here at the Historical Society and also get to meet you as well. So you are here.
I will be here on Memorial Day, that Sunday, Monday, whatever they want me here. And also, if, like the seniors are having a special showing here today and Thursday, I'll be here to take the senior citizens through it. And next fall for the third graders, all the third graders come here and learn how to call cows. I did that earlier.
How do you call a cow?
Come boss! If you can imagine 30 little kids screaming come boss at the same time in here, it was just precious.
I love it. Well, Tom, thank you so much for sharing a little history with us this morning. Of course, I wish we could get into more here, guys, but we are limited. I do have a link up on channel3000.com, though, so if you'd like to learn more about this replica right here and, of course, get to come meet Tom at some point, all that can be found out there as well. But isn't that so much fun? Even this. How old is this?
1,200 years.
100 years old here,
handle.
guys. So there's so much history here at the Historical Society that you got to just come to see for yourself.
I can listen to Tom all day. Thanks, Josh.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out to him on social media or shoot him an email for a chance to be featured.
Coming up in the morning sprint, new developments in a high school locker room investigation, the shocking admission from a Janesville coach.
But first, it is May 9th. We want to say happy birthday to Aspen and all the kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
At Stanton Optical, independent eye doctors are available for eye exams whenever you need one. You should have seen me before I got mine. You're so quiet. Are you mad at me? Book your free same-day eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and cheeks and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love. And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day.
All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Spring into action and save on stressless seating at the Century House. Now get $400 off all classic power recliners, signature-based recliners and ottomans, and cross-based recliners and ottomans. And get $400 off most sofas and love seats. Imagine how much you can save building your dream sectional. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Too many people have been left behind and treated like they're invisible. Folks, my economic plan is about investing in places and people that have been forgotten. It's about making things here in America again. It's about good jobs. It's about the dignity of work. And it's about damn time we're doing it.
Joe Biden is determined to reward hard work. That's why he passed historic laws that rebuild our roads and bridges, invest in our factories, and bring back American manufacturing. Over 12 million jobs have been created, and Joe Biden's building an economy that leaves no city, no town, no American behind.
We're investing in places and people that have been forgotten. They've been invisible, but we haven't forgotten. We're building an economy from the bottom up and the middle out, where no one's going to be left behind.
Joe Biden, a president for all Americans.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $400 at Lens Crafters, over $200 at Walmart, and over $150 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
Watch News 3 Now at 6 with Eric, Charlotte, Gary, and Zach, weeknights.
6:53, time for the morning sprint.
A developing update to some breaking news we first brought you yesterday. A 14-year-old and a 17-year-old still on the run in a deadly shooting case in Fond du Lac. One woman is dead, 2 others injured. It happened inside an apartment complex. There is a GoFundMe to help pay for funeral expenses for the 20-year-old victim. Police say neighbors should keep their doors locked as the search for the suspects continues.
Big story today, the debt ceiling standoff. White House economists are warning that if the U.S. defaults on its debt, it could possibly cut the U.S. stock market in half. President Joe Biden is scheduled to meet today with all 4 congressional leaders to look for a solution. However, the White House says it will not compromise on the debt limit.
A high school coach in Janesville is in the Rock County Jail for child pornography charges after admitting to using a GoPro to record more than a dozen underage victims. 38-year-old Brian Kitzman was the assistant track coach and previous swim coach. In his confession, Kitzman said he'd been recording for the last 2 years. There are at least 18 victims.
Checks coming to thousands of Wisconsinites in a multi-state $140 million settlement. TurboTax is paying people who were tricked to pay a fee for free tax services. Around $2.5 million coming to over 80,000 Wisconsinites. Checks will be mailed out next week, with the average person getting about $30.
The Brewers rolling back the barrel in their decision to extend alcohol sales through the end of the 8th inning. They'll go back to cutting off sales after the 7th. In April, the team had extended those times because of shortened game times. A Brewers spokesperson says there haven't been any behavior issues, but extending the window didn't make much of a difference in alcohol sales.
All right, first warn meteorologist Kelly Slifka, 5 minutes away from 7 o'clock. We had all that rain yesterday, some muddy conditions, muddy fields out there this morning. But we do have a little bit of fog, a little haze this morning. Nothing too thick in the Madison area, areas to the east. So are seeing that thicker fog, especially if you are traveling toward Milwaukee. You're going to hit a rough spot there in Waukesha with visibilities near an 1/8 mile right now. 6-mile visibility here in Madison. 52 right now in Madison, 53 in the Dells, 50 in Juneau, 54 in Janesville. The winds are light right now. That's why we've had this fog develop. But sun is strong enough that should be burning that off. Temperatures by the noon hour should be in the lower 60s. Light east winds, less than 5 miles per hour. Should be a nice afternoon. Temperatures headed into the lower 70s a little bit later on today. So as you plan your day, the cloudy gray skies will burn off, and we'll get into some sunshine after about 9-10 o'clock. Partly sunny skies going into the afternoon as we climb through the 60s to the lower 70s. Winds will be light out of the east, less than 5 miles per hour. The first warm forecast, 76 tomorrow. 80 as we go into Thursday. Feeling like summer. We got some spring-like thunderstorms by the end of the week and the weekend.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We'll be back with the news update in half an hour.